and I spoke to Dawn Noto today, and she definitely wants to come back. I think she had a commitment this evening. A little while ago, I spoke with Susan Morehouse from Arnett Boulevard Block Club. She hasn't been in a while, but she's definitely interested in coming back because but she had another commitment this evening as well. So, but I think it's got to be a cycle. That's how it seems. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's definitely. I've found that it's been like a cycle where if you get a month of all the different meetings to tell people about something that is active again and that it is looking for more people, that it takes that cycle to get the word out there really. So I've
Good.
begun, and I have high hopes.
Yeah, good. Well, welcome, John Curran. John just joined us, and I did get an email from Bill Washington that he was working tonight and couldn't join us. I was delighted to have something go through because I tried the phone numbers I had for him and don't work. So I'll have to try to get a new phone number from him. Who else we got? Karen.
And I did get some more feedback from people who were, I think they had forgotten about it, but next month they'll have their calendars, they'll have it on there far enough ahead of time, because there was a few things conflicting tonight, some events and things.
It's hard not to have something conflicting. Let's see. 19th Ward, Karen Emerson has joined us. Hi, Karen.
How you doing?
Good. Okay, well, I suppose we should try to stick to the agenda, although I'm sure there'll be a few more people coming on. It's amazing how few people we've heard back from. I sent out the first invitation that was to people who had been with us for the past 6 or 7 months that I could find in the attendance lists, and had about 31 people in that. I had quite a delay, unfortunately, in getting started with this. My computer was screwing up, and it was the connection to the USB port that was not working. So I was sometimes losing the video, sometimes the audio. And that makes it tough to have a Zoom call. So I finally worked out what it was when I got a new part, and we seem to be up and running. And so anyways, I got started a day or two later, and I hoped for getting invitations out. So far, I think we know everybody here. And we'll do the rounds if we have another person or two joining us. Quadrant News. Is there something specific, John, that we should be aware of in the quadrant here? John McMahon?
Well, there's a new administrator at Southwest Neighborhood Service Center.
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah.
I hear he's real good, but...
Yeah. Well, yet to be determined. The jury's out on that one. But we know the old guy that they had as the assistant, we had to replace him, so I found a replacement.
Right.
For him. It's a lady named Shaniqua Smith, who I've known for quite a long time. She got 15 years experience with the city. She was a 311 operator. That's when I first met her about 12 years ago. And in the last several years, she's been an inspector, and she's got quite a reputation as being a good, hardworking person with a pretty good knowledge base of how the city works. Is what I was really looking for, and she's I'm looking forward to working with her. I think it's going to be a really cool partnership.
And it's Shaliqua Smith?
Shaniqua.
Shaniqua. Okay.
Yeah, Shaniqua. So you'll probably meet her next month. She's going to start with us on the 11th because there's an extreme, there's shortages all around with the police and with inspection and compliance. They're short several people. So, and the hiring process is slow and the training process is slow. So getting them online. So she's not going to start as soon as I'd like her to, but it's going to be a few weeks. But that's our bit of news from the office. We got word today that starting next week, we're going back to some semi-restrictive conditions because of COVID. The meetings are going to be all either scheduled and in person with social distancing or else on Zoom. So we're going to try to get away from so much foot traffic at the service centers and do as much as we can over the phone and on Zoom and things like that. We're going to be having some sort of a staggered schedule, which for us, it doesn't really change much because there's not that many people there. But the office hours will not be affected at this point.
Okay.
So, and the other thing is I just like, I don't know if we're doing roundtable or if we're past that or what, but I was at a meeting. There's been a few meetings in the past month that I've attended. One was the Southwest Public Safety meeting held by Councilwoman Harris. And I think, John, you were there.
Yeah, I was there, yeah.
Yeah, so she had one in the Southwest and then one in the Southeast because they're both in her district. And people have been kind of mentioning that this committee might be a good sort of a subcommittee of Common Council or a meeting like this where the people are there, as sort of it's something that used to be around. Maybe to include a couple more of the players that she had identified and go from there. But we're going to talk to her about that and see, because I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, unless Karen wants one more thing on her agenda.
No, I don't.
So, well, you got to be part of the committee anyway. So
yeah,
but
that'd be great.
But the other thing, and this was something that I picked up on that was very encouraging because, we're getting ready for the administration change and there's a lot of unknown. But one of the things that I was in a meeting that was attended by, let me see if I get the total title right, the presumptive mayor-elect, Malik Evans. And he focused really a lot on the situations and what I've always come to call aging in place programs where the elderly people in the neighborhood get to stay in their homes and they're made comfortable and safe there. And the recurring theme that keeps coming up over and over again is block clubs. Block clubs are how the neighborhoods watch out for each other. They're how, if the lady down the street hasn't brought her mail in 3 days, who better than the block club? Because, there's fewer and fewer resources on the public service side of it. And we're going to be turning way more to, neighbors looking out for neighbors type of thing. So we have in the Southwest, we keep a running tab of all the different block clubs that are up and running in the Southwest. And periodically we'll go through to make sure we have the right phone numbers and things like that. And every time it seems to dwindle. It's moving in the wrong direction. People haven't met, there's not I find they're more active when there's sort of an emergency going on or something that they're trying to deal with. Well, what better than COVID and crime and, there's a lot of stuff to deal with now. So I would love it, and I think this group would be very capable of taking on the task of helping the block clubs come back online. So that's one of the hopes I have for this new administration and this new group.
Yeah, that would be, I've been thinking I should try to do something with our block club because we've got the West Melrose group. half the people that I went around with Frida Miller and myself back about 10 years ago, maybe, or thereabouts. And we went door to door getting names and, well, saying hello to people. And we had a stretch of Woodbine and a little bit of Rugby, and then the stretch of Melrose between Rugby and Woodbine. And half the people have changed. They've either died or they've moved. We've got a new family that just moved into John Borick's old place. And they seem really wonderful. I just met the two children from that house an hour ago, and they're having an open house to invite people from the neighborhood over, and I'm going to have to see if they want to take over, or I have been kind of keeping the lists and keeping people informed on who's who, and the lists I have are 5 years out of date now, and I'll have to see what I can do for our club anyways, because it would be nice to get people involved. And one of the things we did back when we fussed so much with the bylaws on the Southwest Common Council was trying to make it more inclusive so that block clubs can be involved, even, so that, gee, if the neighborhood association isn't working too well this year, maybe the block clubs there are working, and vice versa. So, yeah, that sounds good.
And if it's another little incentive, the community foundation has their neighborhood grant. I think our year is coming up in a few months, and they really are leaning towards block clubs when they award their grants. So if the flag club is active again, and they could get $1,500 for their party or whatever they want to do, or have a competition for National Night Out or something, that would maybe an incentive.
Yeah. Yeah, Malik is looking primarily at housing issues from what you've seen so far.
Oh, I don't I don't think that's limited to that. I
No,
just think
but
those are the in strengthening neighborhood associations was the recurring theme. A lot of them are ripped right out of 2034. It looks like. I mean, I think they're similar goals. And that was one of the things that stood out to me was the strengthening neighborhood groups, aging in place, neighborhood, closeness, getting back to knowing your neighbors, helping your neighbors type of thing. That's what I think that maybe is what stuck out to me, because it's something that, near and dear type of thing.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I can bring to John McMahon's attention that the building at 720 West Main Street will now become a drop-in center at its first floor level. The agreement has been made recently with the Coptic community that owns the property there, the former Saints Peter and Paul Rectory building. The building has been going through a thorough cleaning and restoration as much as possible. The first floor is now ready to be used for drop-in purposes, and an example would be perhaps for COVID type of instances, but also could be a place for legal, medical, dental, eviction, whatever type things there. But you had mentioned that the potential mayor has an interest in housing issues. With the 720 West Main Street building, we hope to have it become the Reach Advocacy Center and its emphasis on tiny home development. And it goes back, John, I think that you may have had an interest in perhaps some tiny homes in the area directly across the street from the St. Peter and Paul's Church, the properties that adjoin the former Bull's Head Plaza. A lot of vacant spaces there that would be ideal for a tiny home type setting. But keep us in mind, keep reach advocacy in mind with regard to housing issues, specifically for the West Main area, but generally for also vacant lots in the 19th Ward Southwest area. Reach is focusing initially on tiny home villages, but the hope is to be able to develop more individual homes as infill type housing. So keep us in mind for both drop-in center purposes and also for the fact that Reach would be having its tiny home development centered there as well.
Okay, yeah. Are you going to have any kind of open house or anything like that, or is it just kind of it's an open house, right? But
there was a meeting to be held this past Monday, but due to the COVID restrictions, it had to be scaled back. There's not a new date set, but we are struggling now with whether or not the second floor at the same building, 720 West Main, would be used as an emergency wintertime shelter. Under current COVID restrictions and with the greater success using hotel accommodations, it does not seem likely that 720 West Main would be used as an emergency shelter as it had been during the 2019-2020 season.
Well, it keeps us in the loop.
Yeah, one thing that comes to mind as we talk about getting people more active, we've got Betsy Romson, who is down the street from where I am, and she was part of our schools committee, and actually she was part of the Southwest Common Council Education Committee, and she's been asking, when are you going to meet in person again? When are you going to meet in person again? And I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to meet in person again, because I may have to take my walker to get there. And
I just don't think it's prudent right at this time.
No, it's
with our population being less than 60% vaccinated. I mean, I just cannot in any way, shape, or form think that we can meet in person. It's just not. I just don't think how we can do it. I agree. Unless it's outside.
Yeah.
I was saying at the beginning of the meeting before everybody got here that we're starting Monday. We're going back to more restrictive conditions at the service center, and it's going to reduce the meetings in person and probably eliminate them altogether too. So not a good time.
Yeah, 1,800 people a day are dying in our country, which means it's 16,000 people a month.
Oh, yeah, we were in Afghanistan for
000.
20 years because
Right.
we lost 3,000, but
right.
lose 3,000 now and nobody.
In 2 days. And it's frightening to think about. And we are not nearly out of this. And we can have some things that we do, but I think masking always when you're not in. If you're inside, you have to have a mask on. I just.
Yeah, the thing I was trying to get to though with Betsy is I keep saying I've got to go over there and show her how to use Zoom, because she has problems clicking on an attachment on an email, but she is so restricted in what she can do, and the same thing goes for a lot of our older citizens in the area, that what would be a good program to think about is an outreach where somebody who is well vaccinated and doesn't have to worry about catching it, and hopefully is being careful, can go around to people who can't get on because they just don't know how. I got to check yet whether she's got a computer that's up to the task, but it really saddens me when I think of the fact that this person has been basically out of the loop for 2 years, and she's anyways, it would be, it's something to maybe see if there's anybody who is interested in doing that. I have my own problems getting all the Zoom stuff just right, but it's a challenge for some of the folks. Do you have any people in the 19th Ward Community Association, Karen, that are not in touch because they have Zoom issues?
Not that I know of, but I would highly suspect that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if the Office of the Aging has anything that any like laptops or things that they loan or that would be up to the task of Zooming people.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like we should need a little Zoom tablet.
Yeah.
That you just push one button and
you're there.
Yeah, you're there. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna write myself a note and see if I can get to that. Although I've got some things going on tomorrow. So, but Office of the Aging. Maybe I'll just call Lifeline. Lifeline. Yeah. Not Lifeline. What is it? Lifespan. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. All righty.
Because that might do it, right? If we could get a little laptop that was just set up. When you turn it on, the Zoom thing is there.
Goes to Zoom. Yeah.
And if we could just call her and give her the meeting number and the passcode, and it's pretty standard from there.
Yeah.
Or the link that I know she does email.
Yeah, she's a snowbird. She goes to Arizona in the winter usually, and I'm not sure if she's going to get to go back down there right this winter, but it would be kind of an ideal situation for her and for some of the other members that we have who who go to warmer climes during the winter. Zoom is kind of the ideal for staying in touch.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Primaries, besides Malik Evans, who I'm having, I'm encouraged to get together with him and talk to him because we've worked with him a lot with the education committee and the schools committee, and he's a familiar person who I've had good experiences with, and it's a little, well, I've got to give him a call and talk about some of the issues that are on our minds, and see if he what his take on it is on some of the things we've been pushing on. Who else do we have that won an election that we should be touching base with in the Southwest here?
So one of the things that, I guess a couple of things I should say here since we're talking about elections is the 19th Ward in collaboration with the League of Women Voters is doing not a meet and greet, but a Zoom thing for the elections to have the people that are on the ballot there to ask questions of, and I'm blanking on the date. I think it's the 14th of October, but I could be wrong. But if you go to the League of Women Voters site, they will have that information. The other thing is that at some point, in one of the Saturdays, I believe it's the 22nd of October, we are going to have a meet and greet, and we're hoping to get Malik and Adam Bello there together, and just have a cider and donuts and apple little thing, but it'll be strictly outside no matter what the weather is. So, and if we can't get Adam and Malik, We are going to maybe get demand
Weeks.
Meeks
Yeah.
and maybe Ed Rath to come, but we're going to do some kind of meet and greet in lieu of the doing that at our convention, which is typically held in November. And the November convention is going to be more a trivia thing that you go do online. And we're hoping to do just have it to be fun, and people will open up their wallets, renew their memberships, and we've got lots of swag. We've got insulated tote bags, we've got new hats, we've got new t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got pens, we've got stickers, we've got all sorts of things. So we're hoping to encourage people that way. And maybe this isn't the time to bring it up, but I am looking for someone in the neighborhood 19th Ward that is a finance person that can hopefully would serve as our treasurer for the next year. So, yeah, John, I saw you had a question.
Yeah, Karen, have you thought about asking Jackie Farrell about maybe using the last Tuesday event for the Westside Farmers Market as the meet and greet for the politicians?
I have not. I'm not.
It's outdoors. You've got a guaranteed population that would be there, and it would be fun and convivial.
Yeah. I think, I know that we've done that in the past there. Tyrese is working on this, and so sorry about that. We weren't going to do it. We felt that we needed to get together, and if people aren't moved to get to the market, although people do get moved when there's politicians there, so I don't know, but so it's something I'll bring up.
Yeah, that might be nice. And I would really like to meet some of those folks, because I see them on, various Zoom meetings and whatnot. It'd be nice to actually meet some of them in person. Now, one of the things that I'm hoping we manage to get in the next month or two is some interest in chairing the Southwest Common Council. I'm about a year and a half past when I should have said I'm passing the baton to whomever, and we had John Lightfoot, who was co-chair. Actually, we had Lynette that was co-chair with me, and she dragged me into it because she needed a second co-chair. And then something happened that she was had to step down, and John Lightfoot was good enough to take over, and then he got sick and had to bow out. And I'm hoping I don't have to get sick, but anyways, it would be nice to find somebody who really would like to do it. And like these Zoom meetings, I don't mind, as long as we've got a fantastic person like Eleanor, who has been the note taker for years and years. And you're going to do this for the next 20 years, right? You're muted, Eleanor.
Till I die.
Yeah, they'll be, she'll be typing away, and suddenly it reminds me of notes when I look at notes I took when I was in college, and I'm going along, and then suddenly when I fell asleep. So anyways, hopefully we will have a peaceful fall here, because people who had been around for the past, 2 or 3 years ago in the Southwest Common Council, things would sometimes get pretty heated. And some of the people that get heated, I don't mind. It's a pleasure to be talking to them one-on-one, but boy, it gets tough trying to run a meeting. And so we'll see how it works out.
Do you have anybody in mind, or did you want anybody here to reach out to somebody, or does the group have ideas? Or?
I don't know. Do you have somebody in mind who has familiarity with the Southwest and is interested? I
think the 5 of you would know way better than I would.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Eleanor?
Well, is the Southwest Quadrant still up and running?
Sort of. It's sort of in the same predicament.
Limbo.
But
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it, because Nora Herbert runs it, and they do meet monthly. They missed a month here and there, but not really that many. They have presenters come. That's her main focus right now. Is I think last week we had somebody from. It's the second Wednesday of every month during the day, and that's on Zoom. And they had somebody from women and minority-owned businesses from the county. They've had people like that. Redco is coming, giving a presentation. But they're not. I wouldn't call them a very strong powerhouse of a group at all. So they're there, but they're limping along.
Okay. Well, we'll hopefully between now and next month, if we can stir up more interest. Yes, Eleanor?
Well, there's got to be a reason, and for people to come together. Like, what are we offering as a Southwest Common Council? I mean, there's a lot of positive things that have come out of there being a Southwest Common Council, even small as it's been. We've had, an opportunity to bring in people. John McMahon has helped us. Dana Miller has helped us. John Lightfoot brought in RTS one time and rerouted bus routes based on neighborhood input, resident input. So I know that there's a reason to be here, but it seems like everything else, like even block clubs, unless something's going on, there doesn't seem to be continuity of participation.
I sometimes wonder if, we with the Southwest Common Council, we've kept the time the same. It's every third Thursday at 6 p.m. And I keep saying I should do a survey to see if there's a better time, but I'm not sure. It may be Charlotte.
I don't get the sense it's the time. What do you say, John, Corinne, and Donna?
Hey, Charlotte.
The time is okay, and I frankly like the Zoom format.
Yeah.
I prefer it.
Yeah, it's so much easier. I mean, if you had 2 meetings, one after the other, when you had to run there, you might have to be 15 minutes late for your next meeting. With the Zoom, you can be here, there, and everywhere.
From my perspective, I just gotta say, real quick, the what you mentioned about the distraction that was there, a little bit of infighting and disturbance that were going on at the meetings, those had a major impact on both the Common Council and the Quadrant team.
Yep.
And they were very hurtful, but they're done. They're done with. I haven't, heard from any of the parties that were involved with that. And we can move forward. The other thing was the purpose, and one purpose that I would offer, and what I see this group is being unique, is that all the different neighborhoods will come together, and it's Susan B. Anthony and Cornhill. I mean, it's just Southwest is the biggest part of the city. There goes my dog. Sorry. Sorry, somebody must be at the door. I don't know. But the
John, you mentioned it.
the 2034 plan. I'm sorry.
You mentioned the need for a purpose. Perhaps the way to get a fresh start would be to coalesce around getting the neighborhood groups, the block clubs, etc., to frame what they want to say to the new incumbent, to the new mayor. So I think if you're to address a restart based on the fact that with the new administration, here's our chance to begin to look fresh at what's going on now and move forward.
Unbeaten every time. Olay, faith, and
If you care more about vote taxes,
Charlotte, are you saying something?
because we're not built for violence. We're built for leaders.
Somebody has on a radio or a TV.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for my dog, but the
that's
2034
okay.
plan has been put out. In there is a lot of amendments to the zoning code, which other groups I know have deep, grave concerns over. Some of the things are going to be made automatic. For my 2 cents, I think that coming together and giving input on that and having a hand in the implementation of it might be a really worthwhile goal.
Okay. Yeah, as we go along, we'll have to. It would be nice to find two people, since what we're really looking for replacing the chairs for Southwest Common Council are two co-chairs, which is what it's supposed to be having.
And the secretary.
And the secretary, who is the one constant, the reason why we've been here for 25 years or whatever. I have to keep butting her up,
Right.
Ah, gosh. Let's see. New business. Do we have some new business that somebody wants to bring up that would be something for the Southwest Common Council to consider?
Not new for them to consider, but I think, well, it probably is to consider. The 19th Ward is sponsoring a Boy Scout troop that
Yes.
includes boys and girls. And we are having a membership night at the association, probably in the backyard, on September 30th from 6 to 7:30, I think. And so if you know of any little guys that want, and little girls that want to be involved in scouting, we're going to be doing that. And I don't know if you
Wait
all,
a sec. What? It's 6 to 7:30, September 30th, at the 19th Ward Association office.
Yes.
And what are the ages?
Oh dear.
Yeah,
I think it's 6 to 18.
okay.
Advertiser here. And the contact person would be Jesse Knopf. Excuse me. And did anybody else get the invitation to the Nilsson House opening at the old St. Monica's?
Oh no.
No.
So that is taking place September 29th. I believe, let me just check my calendar, 3 to 7. I'm looking very forward. My vision is that because you live in the 19th Ward, you live longer because there are people who care about you and you can stay in your home longer. John, this goes speaking to your thing, and that neighbors care about one another, that the neighborhood is made so that you get out and walk and exercise. And so these are called blue zones. And so I'm excited to add the Nielsen House to this because I believe that our folks who have been incarcerated have paid their debt to society, and we make them continue to pay after they get out by not allowing them to get into housing, to get jobs. And so I am really thrilled to have this the Nelson House as an addition to our neighborhood, and I really look forward to incorporating, you know, a new group of folks into our fold.
Yeah, where is that located again?
The
The
old
old
Sojourner House.
The
Yeah.
old Sojourner.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, the old St. Monica's Convent.
Oh,
30
Behind
Millbank.
West Side Farmers Market.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We also, you know, I met with a group of folks from the U of R who are currently working with several of the correctional facilities and doing classes and things like that, and helping people get their degrees while they're incarcerated. And so, and they're it's a very vibrant couple people. I suspect I will see them at. I got their name right here. Let me see. Precious Bedell and Joshua Dubler. And their program is the Rochester Educational Justice Initiative. And they are doing a degree program at Groveland.
I'm sorry, Rochester Educational what?
Justice Initiative.
And Precious Bedell and who?
Joshua Dubler, Dubler.
Where are they operating out of?
They're looking for space. And so I'm hoping that they can, I suggested they get involved with Nielsen House. So I'm hoping that
Very good.
happened.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that program may, you know, and what a great thing to bridge the gap across the bridge. And I'm really loving the idea.
Aaron, you might want to mention to Precious that the first floor space at 720 West Main might be a spot for them to have an office.
Yeah. I didn't know that at the time, so.
Can you pass that along to them?
I will.
All right. Okay. See, the last thing we have on here is project reports and roundtable. You have anything on projects to report on, John? Torrent?
On this Sunday will be a planting day at Rapids Cemetery. We have that lovely meditation garden, but it's quite shady there, and our dark green foliage there doesn't have enough color contrast. So we're going to be adding some orange hummingbird attracting border for the front of it, and
nice.
other colorful aspects to be added. So this Sunday, from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock, will be a chance to do some planting and be very productive. You really get to see a good outcome for time spent.
Right. Okay.
I'm sorry, the time was 1 to 3?
1 until 4.
1 to 4.
Mm-hmm. We did have McQuaid students present on the 9/11 anniversary. We had 3 students there that worked hard to do some mulch transfer. So it was a good day.
Right.
The Ben Han, the Buddhist temple on Genesee Street across from Enon Church was vandalized and desecrated. I mean, significantly. And Dan tomorrow is going to be sending out a link on Sunday as well there. But I think there may be other hours besides 1. I know there's 1 to 3 is one of the times you can go to help restore. They're going to start to clean out some of the thin out some of the brush that, makes it easier for people to come on site. But that has always been just a very peaceful. I know when I was at Swan, they used to grow all different, very friendly, used to grow all different kinds of herbs and spices, and it was always a very meditative place. It is ramshackle.
Where is this now? On Genesee Street?
It's hard to, yeah, it's all boarded up now. It used to be a cute little, where the street between Enon Church and the St. Mary's parking lot, that street right there.
Okay, yeah.
Right across from that street on Genesee Street is the Van Han Buddhist temple.
Okay.
And they've been there for years and years and years.
But Eleanor, I'd be willing to facilitate the sharing of some ground clearing tools to help that. Should I work with Dan DeMarle on that?
Yes, definitely.
And what day was it they were going to work on it? 1 to 3?
They're going to work on it this Sunday as well.
What time?
Well, I know 1 to 3 was one of the time slots. Dan DeMarle is going to be sending the link, and you'll get it, Karen, through John will forward it to you through the Rotary. So he should be sending that, and I'll get it to you. It's really sad.
Yeah.
I went through there with my bike today, and it's awful. It's just awful. All the windows are boarded up. It's awful.
Yeah, we've had a lot of problems also with pride flags in the neighborhood, and I'm not sure what's going on here, but
yeah,
not good. Yeah, I was just looking the open house that the folks at where John Borick lived, they Bokenegard. I can't make out what they wrote here, but it starts at 1 p.m. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get over there or not. But okay, we've got the schools committee, which has been very busy, and I've gotten the notes transcribed from the video that I shot. So we've got a video that's ready of the last meeting we had, and I'll put up the notes I got yesterday or the day before from Eleanor, and along with the video. We've had a lot of good discussions on some of the various meetings I've been involved with, mostly on Zoom, about Southwest Common Council issues and trying to get more involvement. So hopefully we will start seeing some of that bear fruit. And we've had some very good luck with the 19th Ward Community Association. They've gotten there. We've gotten an excellent person to chair that committee, so we're in good shape there.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to bring up here, a gentleman by the name of Donald Wilcox has approached me about, he is involved with the Tesla owners in Rochester, New York. He is hoping to work with Lifespan to create a program like Sophie on the east side. Are you guys familiar with Sophie?
No.
This is a free ride program for people to go to doctor's appointments, to go to shop, to go thing. And he is working with Lifespan now and approaching them to set up a program like Sophie but on this side, but all of the drivers would be Tesla drivers. So I said, yeah, of course we would want to be involved in this. He sent me his application and things like that, and I said, we're really not a service organization, so I'm gonna try and connect Tiffany Owens with this. But this just goes along with that same stuff, John. If we had a little ride sharing program for people, free, with that people could just call and schedule time, a time to be picked up and a time to be dropped off. I think this this goes along with that, people staying in their homes longer, becoming a blue zone, just putting all those pieces together. I'm still going for the autonomous car. That's my deal, okay? I want the autonomous car. I want to call up the car, have it pick me up, drop me off, come back, pick me up, drop me off. So I don't have to talk to anybody. I just get in the car and go. And I don't have to take care of it. It plugs itself in someplace and does all of that for me. That's what I'm going for. But, the Tesla person is just the next best thing.
Okay, and
I'll keep you abreast.
yeah, let us know how that works out.
And if you all think of anybody else that should be involved in that, please let me know. But I know that Tiffany, they're much more of a service organization than we are. And that partnership might be stronger. We don't really, at the association, don't have the resources to be of much assistance to them, other than maybe offer them, I don't know, our logo.
Yeah, one of the things that, as far as the programs that we might report on, we used to have the the bands playing at the corner of where we
Staybridge.
Staybridge. Is there anything that you know of that may revive that, John? John McMahon?
I've had no contact in over a year with that project. John DeMott may be the most informed person about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to need somebody to kind of spearhead that project, because we were giving funding. It was done. I think Rotary had a very large role in it. Maybe, correct me if I'm wrong.
Rotary did. It was really Mary.
Right.
Mary and connecting with the Staybridge leadership.
Yes.
Right, and I know COTS was a fiduciary, and I actually got our office to sponsor a couple $1,000s for it, which we could probably do again. But I know Mary also did a lot of legwork she took our sponsorship and tripled it with private donations. So we need somebody with that type of energy to go out there and twist people's arms and do whatever you got to do. But we'll be definitely, that's something I've been thinking about, trying to get that revitalized, and maybe this group.
Yeah, I don't know who we've got that.
I'm finished with the my presentation.
Okay. Anyways, that's something that was a very good program that we had in the Southwest here, and it brought people in to look at things, and it was also Yes.
I wonder if Chris Norwood might be interested. He's into music and venues like that, and I wonder if we could talk to him.
Chris Norwood, it doesn't ring a bell. Is he in the?
Chris Norwood is Lisa's son. He's also the Rotary treasurer. And he came to this past Friday when we had a work day at the Little Free Library Garden on School 29. He came and met with our students to talk about why Rotary, service and service above self, and he is the treasurer, and he's definitely going to be going into leadership.
Mhm.
And so I'm wondering if he might have an interest in reviving that next year.
Yeah, that would be great if we can get somebody who would be interested in getting into that sort of thing.
Because the rest of the Rotary could help, just like we
Mhm.
did last year. But we'd need, like John McMahon says, we need a point person.
Yeah, yeah, somebody who knows what they're doing and has good contacts. Donna Sarnecki, that's who we need.
No, he's dead. He's dying in here. I don't know. Wait till I get my glasses back and I can see better, okay?
Yeah, well, I think of it, Eleanor, the sound on your audio system is kind of gargly. Do you
Really?
Yeah, and it's been that way for several meetings now.
Really? I wonder if it's my headset.
Could be. I don't know.
Thank you for sharing.
Well, you're always in the middle of giving us some gem when I'm thinking of it, and I don't want to disturb you.
All right, I may try to get another set of headphones.
Okay, you can listen to. Well, no, you weren't at that meeting. Yeah. Okay, I'll. You may have this one to listen to. That.
Tell me if this is any better.
Right, yeah.
Well, you got to say
Right, yeah.
something.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's either the microphone in your headset or it's something in the computer that is causing some sort of oscillation there. But we can work on this offline. I don't want to chew up the whole meeting here doing that, but okay.
Charlotte Birch, any news from
Yes.
the business associations?
Yeah, Charlotte. Okay, are you with us?
Just your picture.
Yeah, I'm here. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
Are you gonna join us on a regular basis? We'd love to have you.
So I guess you heard.
Heard what?
What?
I am going to be expanding my existence to Genesee Street.
Ah, okay.
So right now I'm on Thurston. I'm still with Thurston.
Yeah.
I'll probably always be part of Thurston
Mhm.
Business Association, but my storefront is going to be expanded to across from or next to the Chabad house, if I'm saying
Okay.
that right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. In between where the neighborhood service center is and all that. So it's 943-945 Genesee Street, effective October 1st, which is like in 2 weeks. So stay tuned.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Charlotte. And I know now I'm conscious that I don't sound right, but my speakers were off. You're expanding your business from Thurston to Genesee Street?
Correct. 945 or 943. whatever it is.
943. And I'm sorry, what's the business, Charlotte?
Sensuous.
Oh my God.
What else would
Oh
it
my
be?
God. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to change that name.
Come on, Eleanor. Come on.
Get with it.
Get with it.
It's all right. It's late in the day. You've been going forever. I saw you at a meeting this
I
morning.
hear you. Right. So in about 2 weeks,
Great.
Wonderful.
I'm going to try and have Appreciation Day before Christmas. And I'll invite everybody. And we'll all get just, reconnected on Genesee Street. But the existence on Thurston will still be there a little bit, but primarily Genesee Street. So right now, I'm up there where Maureen's Magic Touch is.
Right.
Right. So been there a couple of years, and it's just time to spread out a little bit more now that we are able to. And wow, I just don't know what else to say. You know, we're all about doing. You know, we talk a lot about different things, a lot of ideas, but to get things manifested, that is the challenge. So any way that I can, I guess, continue to contribute where we can all see it, it works. There's actually some street, what do they call it? The street lamps.
Mm-hmm.
There's some decorations up there that with Redco, I capitalized on the grant for Thurston Brooks Merchants Association inside the Thurston Village corridor. So if you drive between Brooks and Ravenwood on the Thurston roadside, you'll see these garland, sort of glistening, colorful music notes, instruments. They're about 3 feet by 6 feet, 3 and 7 feet. Got some French horns, saxophones, music notes, guitars,
And these
etc.
are on Genesee or
No, Thurston.
Thurston. Okay.
Thurston Village between Brooks Avenue, where Walgreens starts.
Okay. Yeah.
And then down to Ravenwood, where I think Abby's St. Kitchen or Crowley's Plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
So just take a stroll through there. And I know once the fall and the trees, the foliage begins to come down, fall, you'll be able to see the music notes. We didn't have enough of a grant to get them lit, but they are still pretty and colorful. And maybe in the future we can get some additional grant money for Thurston to wrap those 22 decorations with solar power LED lights.
Yeah.
So they'll light automatically, you know. So that's what I'm looking at. What I'm looking to do for Genesee Street too. There's grant money available. We all know that, but to apply for it from that standpoint, it just takes someone else's effort, namely me. I don't mind doing that. And Genesee is so long.
Yeah.
So if we can break that into like 3 or 4 segments, we can get some things done that are more visual, you know, through the Redco's grant.
I also applied for through Rochester Reconnect Rochester, whatever it is. I applied to do streetscapes for 3 different sections of Genesee Street.
Mm-hmm.
One was the Arnett Genesee by Teen Empowerment. The other was right by the Boys and Girls Club, Genesee and Flint. And then I did a 3rd one that included the whole area from Flint to Arnett, because I think that would be freaking phenomenal to have that whole area, because we've got the Boys and Girls Club and Teen Empowerment, and do streetscaping and walkways that are more distinct, so we slow traffic down. So I did that in August, I believe. So we haven't heard anything, but we also did get our grant from Reconnect Rochester for the 19th Ward, the bus cubes. We just got notification that grant went through.
Okay. Great.
What's streetscaping? What is it?
So they paint the entire intersection with whatever, and they can raise the the crosswalks so that it slows traffic down a little bit. They create visual things so that people notice it and slow. Just by painting the street, they slow traffic by like 15 miles per hour. So I also applied for Chilai and Thurston.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good.
And the Rotary did Plymouth and what's the one that
Parkland.
No. The streetscape, they did Plymouth and Jefferson. That
Plymouth and
area.
Jefferson.
Yeah.
Plymouth and Jefferson. So we put in 5 applications for streetscaping in the Southwest.
Great. Okay. Is there anything else we should touch base? It's 7:05 here, and anything else anyone has? Going once? Going twice? Okay. It's a wrap.
All right.
Thank you very much, folks. It's been a
Bye,
pleasure.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Next time, man.
Goodbye.